Oh yeah, it's time to review Time Crisis 1. I am embarrassed to say this, but I have never beaten the original Time Crisis. I never had a gun con for my PlayStation, and it was way too many quarters in the arcade. So now, I've got an original gun con, painted by my daughter, and of course converted to Blamcon, and an arcade port of Time Crisis 1, and it's time to finally beat this game on the date of its 30th anniversary. I'm just going to lead off with a spoiler. I came out of this with a lot of respect for the game. The pacing, the fairness, and the test of reflexes just made this about the most superb light gun playthrough I've ever had. The foot pedal mechanic, where you can hide as long as you want and jump out to shoot, is perfect. It's used to dodge obstacles, grenades, rockets, reloads, and gives you a chance to collect yourself. You can hide, but that timer never stops ticking. And when it hits 0, you're done. It creates a tension, as you never really know the best time to pop out. But you gotta do it, or die from the timer, so it's your choice when and how. This pedal mechanic went on to be incorporated into a huge amount of light gun games, but Time Crisis did it first. Time Crisis came out on December 1st, 1995, exactly 30 years to the day from when I did this video. 1995 could be called the middle of the golden age of light gun games. They weren't just everywhere in the arcades, but they were a household item. Every home console out there had at least one light gun, and there were hundreds of games at home and in the arcades. I think the PlayStation itself had like 50 light gun models. But every single game I can think of before Time Crisis had passive movement. You were either standing and shooting in a position, or you were shooting moving along a preset path, a rail shooter as it were. Yeah, Time Crisis still moves you down that path, but the pedal gives you control over your timing and defense, which makes it stand out. And I think along with many others, were guilty of actually ducking in the arcade when we pressed the pedal. It was hard not to do that here, but I was determined to make a good showing. And I'm a little older now. I do miss this era of voice acting, and I'll include a bit at the end with the boss. It was cheesy, over the top, but completely full of sincerity, which gives it a charm that stands out to this day. A lot of the early dubbed Japanese cartoons were like that too. The mechanics of the game are simple. Get shot too many times by regular enemies, and it counts as a hit. Or get shot by special enemies once, which usually shoot larger and slower projectiles like rockets or grenades, and it's one instant hit. You get 3 hits before you're dead. Ammo-wise, you get 6 rounds in the chamber, and ducking for even a fraction of a second reloads all of your ammo. So this dual mechanic means you don't have to hit any buttons on the gun itself. If I may, and it's a personal thing, for the most part I hate hitting forward buttons on pistols. I much prefer having a foot pedal or secondary controller in my hand to perform actions. This is because it kind of forces you to have a two-handed grip. I don't mind doing a two-handed grip like I have here, or a one-handed stance, but I find holding the forward part of the pistol kind of an unnatural action. So run out of time, like I mentioned, and it's insta-dead. Simple, easy, not a lot to memorize. The game itself is single player, and as far as light gun games go, is relatively short. I think I played it through in about 20-25 minutes all in. Considering that I'm playing an arcade port, this is totally fair. That's a long time at one machine in the arcade. The animation and movement of the enemies is great. They pop out quickly, do rolls, and have some very dynamic movements. The game isn't afraid to make them very far away at times, meaning you have to be right on with your shots. The hitbox can be teeny, so you need a steady aim, which is hard to do with that timer ticking down. There's a few times where you get an inhumanly short amount of time to aim. If you know arcades, this is what I call a quarter eater moment, where I think even if you're doing great, the game finds a way to lighten your pocket regardless. I think I did pretty okay at the game. I really wanted this review to be from my first cold playthrough, but I think I could do much better after a few times, since I'll know when and where those super fast moments are, and where to aim. There are 9 areas in the game, broken up into 3 stages. The game respects the rule of 3s. If you don't know the rule of 3s, I suggest you look it up.
Oh, you're finally here to save me. Hold it!
It's spread across games, books, movies, you name it. Things are just more satisfying in threes, and this game is broken into the golden pyramid. 3 stages, 3 rounds, 9 in total. It's just a satisfying touch. Another thing about Time Crisis is its story, which I think most people skip. You're trying to rescue the daughter of the president of Circia, some made-up country, and you're a secret agent infiltrating an evil lair. It's unapologetic 90s cheese at its best. Part James Bond, part Miami Vice, and it's no deeper than it needs to be. You're awesome, everyone is bad, start shooting. Simple, fun, just the way I like it. I had a total blast playing this game, and with its perfect runtime and pacing, it's a game that I just want to play again. I'm actually itching to do it again right after this review. This is the Blamcon conversion of the original GunCon, or G-Con 45 as it's also known, or as I know it, the Time Crisis gun, as it was bundled with the PlayStation 1 in Time Crisis. As I enviously looked on as a child, this gun features an integrated lens at the front, solenoid recoil at the rear. There's a rumble motor, an LED RGB for feedback, the original A and B buttons. The trigger is now a snappy microswitch trigger for a much better response. And of course, the know-how, manual, and parts list, etc. Everything you need to build one yourself is available on Blamcon.com. Link in the description below. We also now sell these complete, so you can just buy one and start playing. This is compatible with PC, Mac, and Linux. I don't want to get into all of what makes Blamcon Blamcon. Just check out the link in the description. We get a lot there. But I do want to thank the Patreons who actually allow me to release all of these. Every Blamcon, every prop sheet model, completely free for the community. Support from Patreon helps us keep going, helps us make videos like this, so thank you so much. I would like to personally thank the VIP Patreons, Matthew Klabish, Ron Steffenpool, Stevie, Philip Daniel, Martin Kilroy, both of the Light Gun Lunatics group on Facebook, Andrew Gergen, Big Homie, Chef J, Thomas Cooper, James Hargis, Jovan Fiddler, Paul Pardee, Racing Fuel, Varen, Daniel Whitehead, Ephraim Henry, Keith West, Ian Kowalski, Lee Fellon, Suanze of Retro City, Bryce, Tisha 1999, and Lawrence Crawford. And also thank you so much to the Patreons in the crawl that follows.